Father. No, Sean, you weren't first. Tom P was first. Yeah, that's the reason that I titled it Radical Islamic Jihadist is because liberals get real bent out of shape when you blame terror attacks on Muslims. They'll start saying, well, did Adolf Hitler kill all those Jews for Christianity? That's one of their favorite arguments is if you blame a terror attack on a Muslim, they want to blame everything a normal person does on Christianity. So you got to make sure you're specific that you're not talking about Muslims. You're talking about radical Islamic terrorists or jihadists. I'm sorry. Oh. There were a lot of corrections yesterday on social media and in the press. I'm not sure what that is. That good or bad? Get down to 260, Father. I'd like to get down to 308 and then down to 275. I have no plans of going to 260. You have phenomenal genetics, Father. Well, I wouldn't say I got phenomenal genetics. I got good genetics for what I am. I mean, I don't think I have the kind of, I don't care if I never drank a drop of beer in my life. I don't think I ever would have been the world's strongest man or Mr. Olympia. Even if I never had a beer in my life. I don't have that kind of genetics. I just don't. You know, whatever. You know, it's kind of like horses. There's Clydesdales that are built for fucking work. There's thoroughbreds that are built for racing. And then there's people like me. I'm more of a show horse. I'm just meant to be admired for my beauty. Then there's Dale. Right. Yeah, I definitely need to get down to under 300. I'm right about 325. Why do Americans clap at the end of movies at the cinema? I haven't seen that too many times. Are you sure you didn't see that in a movie? Or are you talking about real life experience? Because very rarely have I ever, I'm trying to think of movies where people clapped at the end. I don't know if that's true. What's with Rob's constant coke jaw? I've never noticed it. 325 is a healthy weight if you're 11 feet tall. Yeah, I agree with you. There's no 300 pounders over 60 walking around because they all die. So if I want to make it to 60, I need to get under 300. I know this. Extreme Jihad would be a good band name. No, nothing with the word jihad would be good. Can you put on muscle without weights? I would think so. Look at some of those Olympic sprinters in the 100-meter dash. Some of those dudes are jacked. And, you know, I know a lot of them do lift weights, but shit, you go back 20, 30 years, most of them didn't lift weights, and some of those dudes were still jacked. You know, guys like that have that explosive, fast twitch fucking muscle fiber, they can go out and fucking mow the lawn and their muscles get bigger. Malt liquor militia. I was all worked up about the militia last night. The Wolverine Watchmen. They need to collab with the Delray Misfits. That is such a kick-ass name for a militia group in Michigan. The Wolverine Watchmen. Fucking love it. In Bulgaria, we had those Islamic gypsies, Father. Gypsies aren't really Muslim, though. I don't think gypsies have a religion. The kind of gypsies I'm thinking of. You are living rent-free in Leo's head, Jay. Leo needs to get over it. I really haven't said shit about Leo in fucking weeks. I completely fucking stopped giving two shits about Leo when Mr. So back to what I was saying. You know, it's best if the maniacs focus on one target at a time. So I thought at the moment when Mr. G attacked Lenny, we need to just, you know, focus on Mr. G. Do you like that people call you Dandelion Head? Yeah, I don't give a fuck. That was my fault. Like Lenny likes to say, my bad. Do you think the Dems are going to push for a gun grab? I don't think they can, because how are they supposed to justify gun control when we got radical Islamic jihadists running around fucking killing people? Oh. That was like the worst possible thing that could have happened for the Biden administration, to have a radical Islamic jihadists commit a mass shooting. Anything would have been better for them than that. That is the worst case scenario. Well, maybe a group of blacks going into an Asian church and mowing them all down with machine guns. That might be worse. No, because the anti-Asian thing would fit into their deal. They don't care about white people. So what would be worse? What would be worse than a jihadist doing a mass shooting for their cause? Well, I would definitely say Black Lives Matter shooting up a bunch of women. Lesbians? No, I got it. The only thing that could have been worse for the Democrats is Black Lives Matter showing up at a transgender rally and mowing them all down with machine guns. That's the only thing that could have been worse. BLM just attacked a grocery store in New York. See, you got to be careful who you call BLM, because BLM is a legitimate corporation, and they're Marxist is what they are. So, and they're basically a money laundering corporation for the Democratic Party. But you know, the BLM thing, when it started out on the grassroots level, you know, before someone formed a corporation to fucking suck money out of the goddamn Democratic Party, you know, on the grassroots level, I didn't really have a problem with BLM. You know, if the cops fucking, you know, kill a fucking black dude, you know, who didn't really deserve to die, I don't have a problem with people in the hood getting together and having a little parade and saying fuck the police. You know, I got no problem with that. I don't like police brutality any more than anybody else, you know, doesn't like police brutality. I don't know anybody who's in favor of police brutality, because, you know, it may be funny when the cops rough up a black guy, but you know what? They get away with that long enough. Next time it might just be you. So I'm not in favor of police brutality. Pigs are overpaid bullies. I don't think that's true. I think the number of cops that are really bad cops, I think that's got to be less than half of 1%. I would venture to say 99.5% of cops are not bad cops. So if you got a police department of 100 people, you know, half of one person is a bad guy. I mean, the problem with police is the bullshit policies that police departments are asked to enforce. You know, harassing people that aren't wearing masks. I mean, fuck that. Ronnie Coleman is the best cop. Well, imagine Ronnie Coleman trying to chase you. I'll bet I can outrun Ronnie Coleman. Oh. BLM taking out a policeman. Tom Tasella sent me another $20. Tom, you don't have to do that. Or are you trying to pay me off so that I don't sleep with your girlfriend Patty? I think that's what you're up to. Should I let a chick I met on Tinder face sit? Yeah. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? You know, the odds of her having fucking hepatitis, slim to none. J. Herpes Simplex B. Masters. I don't think I've ever had a cold sore in my life. So, I don't think I have any of the herpes. Gumball machine stealing gang. I know. What a stupid thing to get arrested for. And the bullshit American Cancer Society who owned the fucking gumball machine, would not drop the charges. So Order 66, the American Cancer, is it American Cancer Association? Or American Cancer Society? I don't know. Clem's Tattoo sent $5. How many girls have you had so far in life? I really don't know. I would say 50. I don't know. I have no idea. Jay robbing cancer charity. It was preemptive strike on McCuck. Right. I stole that gumball machine so that McCuck wouldn't get his chemo. Cancer is such a fucking scam. You know, look how fucking fast fucking Operation Warp Speed came up with a fucking vaccine for COVID-19. And we've been trying to cure cancer for 100 fucking years. Imagine if somebody actually cured cancer, the fucking the medical industry would go bankrupt. I mean, for Christ's sake, what would fill the void if the fucking medical industry lost all the revenue from fucking cancer? Jesus Christ. They'd have to start putting real glass back in automobiles so people would be getting fucked up in car accidents. Remove the airbags, put real glass back in cars. You imagine that, having a fucking car with real glass? I'm not sure when they came out with that tempered glass, but car accidents used to be fucking gruesome because fucking they used to be real glass. That's fucked up. What's your opinion on Connor Murphy drinking another man's semen for gains? I don't think that's true. And if it is, I think we need to talk Genova into doing it. I don't see what you could gain from semen. I mean, semen is loaded with fucking DNA and a little bit of protein, but there's no hormones in semen. Like, anyone who thinks you're going to get testosterone from swallowing a load is a fucking clown. When you won Teenage Nationals, was there a crowd there? Yeah, decent crowd. I don't know, maybe 100 people. I don't know. You know, dude, the only people that go to powerlifting meets are usually fucking friends and family of the people competing. I mean, come on, man. If you ever been to a local bodybuilding show like the Ruby Classic, every single person in that audience is friends or family with somebody competing. There's no strangers, you know, that walk in off the street. Oh, there's a bodybuilding show. I'm going to go check it out. Well, with the exception of that clown from Strength Addicts, that Justin Duke clown. That creeper goes to shows where he doesn't know anybody. Oh, oh, oh. COVID, yeah. Bless you, Father. Oh, Lenny's not fighting anybody. Him and Mr. G agreed on fucking October. Dude, come on, man. No one is going to stay focused on this thing uh, till October. Except, I think Mr. G is fucking somewhat retarded, like 1 or 2% retarded, barely noticeable. Because I think he's actually training to fucking kill Lenny with MMA. Oh. Oh. I don't know why they're fighting. I mean, what did Lenny call him? A total moron or a complete moron? One of the two. I mean, come on, man. You want to fight over that? I mean, the people I'm friends with, I mean, I've said things that are the people that I've insulted that I consider my friends, if I called them a complete or a total moron, they'd be like, fuck you, Jay. They wouldn't give two fucks. I mean, I go after people's retarded children. Clem's Tattoos sent another $5. Have you ever paid for Asian happy ending? Yeah, I did. At the there was a massage parlor in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Um, Back in my college days, I think it was called the Pine Tree. Someone Google that, the Pine Tree in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and see if that fucking massage place is still open, and call them. I got a massage from this Asian chick, and it was a real good massage. I mean, she did a fabulous job. I mean, it was worth every fucking penny I paid for it. And then when there was like 5 minutes left, she's like in her little stupid accent, oh, is there anywhere else you would like me to massage? And I just pointed down at my junk. I said, yeah, right there. So she fucking loaded up her fucking hand with some fucking baby oil and just fucking jerked me till I came. And she wiped it off my belly with a towel. Oh. More rice? More rice? I shouldn't make fun of Asian people. They're nice people. There was this Asian restaurant near my frat house when I was going to Eastern Michigan. Can't remember the name of it. Oh, it was called College Dog, because it was this hot dog place, and the Asians bought it, and they started serving Chinese food, and it was fucking great. I mean, for like, I don't remember what the price was, but you would get a plate like this much fucking food, like a huge mound of food on a fucking styrofoam plate. I don't remember what it was, like $4.95. I mean, cheap as fuck. You guys might think, well, Jay, that was 1990. That was a lot of money. No, it wasn't. $5 for a huge fucking plate of fucking gook food. Yeah, I just remembered. They were so nice, man. Like, I used to get a milk with my meal, and she would always come by. More milk, more milk. Oh, they were so nice. I shouldn't make fun of them, but they're just so fucking easy to make fun of. They say everything twice, like I don't understand English. Hold on. You're speaking English. I speak English. Why do you need to repeat yourself? More milk? More milk? What? I didn't get it the first time? You're the one who's fucking Asian. I'm not Asian. I understand English. Why are you saying it twice? I should say it twice to you. They must, you know what? Maybe the reason they do that is because everyone says everything twice to them. I never thought of it that way. They think we talk like that because everyone says everything twice to them. More rice? More rice? So they do it back to us. Unless they do it back to us because they're making fun of us. That's another possibility. No, I don't think they're making fun of us. I think they're nice people. More sucky sucky? Sucky fucky $5? That's a great scene. What is that, Full Metal Jacket? Me horny. Me so horny. Me fuck you long time. Oh. No, I'm not really attracted to Asian girls. They'll be making slaves of us soon. I know. Whoever said the meek shall inherit the earth was fucking 100% right. They're talking about the goddamn Chinese. What do you think of Filipinos, Jay? I'm not a fan. I said this on my live stream Saturday or Sunday that I think Koreans are the most attractive looking Asian people. And I said Japanese are the ugliest. Japanese are fucked up. I love World War II propaganda posters. They show the Japanese people with buck teeth and real thick glasses. That shit's fucking funny. Isn't Nate Japanese? No, Nate's I think Nate is Korean, and I think Granny Figueroa is Puerto Rican. I think Nate is Korean and Puerto Rican. So Puerto Rican and Korean, that's fucked up. I wish I could do live streams on my fucking tablet. This bigger screen is so much better. Michigan plays Florida State on Sunday in the Sweet 16. Oh. What is the best Asian American? You mean who is the best Asian American? I don't. Most of your famous Asian Americans are usually 50%. You know, like Johnny Depp, people like that. Keanu Reeves. like Johnny Depp's movies, but politically, he's a fucking cocksucker. I really don't know much about Keanu Reeves. Was Michael Jackson still a PM? Yes. No, Lenny and I disagree on the whole PM thing. Like, you couldn't have paid me to go to South. Well, you could probably pay me, but I don't even know if I would go to South Beach if you gave me $200 to go. I mean, $200 is what, $1,000 a week? I don't think you could give me $200 to waste my day to go to South Beach. I wouldn't do it. I'd say fuck your $200. Because you have social anxiety, Jay. No, just people like me don't belong in the 305 area code. And for those of you who aren't familiar with South Florida, the 305 is Miami-Dade County. Broward County is 954, and Palm Beach County is 561. I live in the 561. Fort Lauderdale is the 954, and Miami is the 305. Guys like me do not belong in the 305. You know, someone made a comment, I think on, I don't know if it was on Instagram or on my YouTube page. They said, Jay, what's your opinion of the white girl, you know, that was beaten, raped, or, you know, this and that, and left for dead or whatever. I don't know if she survived, you know, by a bunch of PMs in Miami on spring break. And my response to that is she got what she deserved. And I'm not saying people deserve to be raped, but white people don't belong in Miami. Miami is a third world country. Miami makes fucking Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. seem like fucking cultural fucking meccas. Miami is a cesspool of Haiti and Spanish descent or Hispanic descent fucking scumbags. I almost said Cuban, but I didn't want to offend my brother, the conservative Cuban. But no, I don't give, if some white girl goes to fucking Miami on spring break, what the fuck was she thinking? And furthermore, who the fuck are her parents that probably paid for it? White people do not belong in the 305. And so if you want me to feel sorry for a white girl who got attacked and beaten up and raped in Miami on spring break, you know, she should have thought that one out a little bit better. I mean, come on, man. That wouldn't have happened in Fort Lauderdale or Daytona or Jacksonville. Now, I know, you know, a lot of times in Daytona, it can be cold this time of year. But what about South Padre Island, Texas? As long as you don't get kidnapped and taken back to Mexico, you're fine. Father, do you dislike PM? No, but they're fucking sketchy. Not. No, it was PMs. But like our good friend Hamburg and his lovely wife and his lovely daughter, you know, they went to Miami when last time they were here. They were staying in Delray, then they relocated down to Miami for the end of their vacation. And I'm thinking about Hamburg's wife and Hamburg's daughter walking around fucking South Beach. And, you know, once the sun goes down, you know, if either one of them has a decent purse or maybe some jewelry on, a fucking PM is going to come up behind you and hit you over the head with a fucking brick. You don't go to Miami. There is zero reason to go to Miami. If someone could come up with a good reason to go to Miami, I'd like to hear it right now. I can't come up with one. We belong in the 561, Wellington. Yeah, Wellington's got a bunch of rich fucking white women that are living off their divorce. You could find yourself a divorced chick in Wellington that'll just take care of you for the rest of your life. I know a former Navy SEAL said he'd rather go to a third world country than Miami. I agree with that. Miami's fucked. I mean, Detroit's fucked. Cleveland's fucked. Chicago's fucked. Philadelphia's fucked. Washington, D.C.'s fucked. Parts of New York are fucked. Parts of Boston are fucked. Parts of Los Angeles are fucked. Houston is fucked. Parts of Dallas are fucked. I mean, we all know the areas that are fucked. But Miami's just fucked on dude, like, you drive through neighborhoods in fucking Miami and people in apartments got fucking chickens on their goddamn balcony. I mean, it's, imagine raising chickens on the balcony of your apartment. You know, I mean, for Christ's sakes, you raise chickens on your fucking, on a nice piece of property. You still got to watch out that you don't step in chicken shit. I mean, fucking Haitians would have a goat in an apartment if they could get away with it. Eastern Tennessee is the best place to live in the country. I like Eastern Tennessee. That's where the mountains are real big, like in between Knoxville and fucking Asheville, North Carolina. That little stretch on fucking on I-40 in between Knoxville and fucking Asheville, North Carolina is fucking crazy. I'd rather live in West Virginia. I just was heard on the radio the other day. I was listening to the governor of West Virginia has an economic plan. He wants to actually he's got a 3-year plan to phase out the state income tax on West Virginia because he sees how well states that don't have a state income tax, like Texas, Florida, Arizona, for example. There's probably more. Those are the 3 I know of. The governor of West Virginia wants to copy basically what's going on in Florida. You know, I heard another great statistic. I don't know if it's the past 20 years or the past 50 years. That's not really important. But in a relatively short time span, the population of the United States has doubled. And the only state in the Union who who's actually gone down in population during that time span is West Virginia. So I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, West Virginia has less people than fucking 20 or 50 years ago? That must mean there's a bunch of people's parents or grandparents, houses and farms and hunting property that's just sitting there. And so I'm starting to think that, like, for retirement, you might be able to retire large if you go to West Virginia, because there's probably some nice big fucking farmhouses on a nice piece of property that nobody wants, nobody's using, and the people that inherited it because that they left the state, they'd be happy to just get something out of it. I was thinking Mississippi for my retirement, but now I'm starting to think about West Virginia. The Wolverine Watchman. Jay, what's your favorite decade? 80s? I don't know about that. The 70s were fucking pretty fucking cool. I mean, up to 1979, you could still get a 400 cubic inch engine in a Pontiac Trans Am. So, you weren't even old enough to remember the 70s. I was born in 69, asshole. I remember doing a bike parade in 1976 in our neighborhood, 4th of July for America's bicentennial. Demon King just sent $1.99. What was the Atlanta shootings over? Oh, that kid is claiming he was a porn addict like Lenny. The gun control is dead in the water because nobody's going to go for it because this most recent shooter was a fucking radical Islamic jihadist. Remember, there's a lot of Democrats in the House of Representatives and in the Senate that have somewhat conservative districts, and if they want to get reelected, they can't fucking vote for fucking gun control. Come on, man. Favorite caliber, Father? Dude, I can go on and on about this. I've only got 145, but the possibilities of the 45 caliber are limitless. I love my 45 Glock. It might be my favorite gun, but I would love to get a big Magnum revolver, a 454 Cassell. Currently my big Magnum revolver is a 44 mag. Gun I also love. But still, if I could only have one caliber, I would pick 45. And let me explain why. Because I can get a kick-ass fucking automatic handgun like a Glock 45. I can get a kick-ass, huge, long-barrel Magnum revolver and 454 Cassell. But you could still get a 45, a smaller 45 revolver in 45 Colt, with maybe a 2.5 inch barrel. if you wanted a lever action cowboy gun, 4570 or 450 Marlin. I mean, come on, man. I mean, and I'm sure somebody makes a huge 45 caliber fucking bolt action elephant gun. But one of my dreams about 45 caliber, I'd like to get a double rifle, a double barrel rifle that's a double rifle chambered in 454 Cassell would almost be like the Taurus Judge of rifles. I mean, you could shoot 410 slugs, 410 buckshot, 410 birdshot, 454 Cassell, 45 long Colt. I mean, it I don't even know if someone makes a double rifle in 454 Cassell. Thanks for talking about 45s. Now, what I'd like to do, I want a double barrel that can survive the fucking pressure of the 454 Cassell cartridge. But I want it to technically be a shotgun. And any of you guys that know about guns, you put a 454 Cassell in a 410 shotgun, you're going to be headed to the emergency room because the pressure that the 454 Cassell will destroy just about any fucking 410 made. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to either have to get a custom rifle or double barrel made, or if somebody makes a double barrel 454 Cassell, you know how the barrels are stamped with the caliber? If I could get a gunsmith to grind off where it says 454 Cassell and then re-stamp it 410 slug, then let me explain why. Because there's certain areas of the country where you can't use a rifle. They're shotgun only. So if I got a double barrel 410 shotgun with a rifled barrel, that's legal. And there's no law against throwing in, 45 long Colt. I'm sure somebody makes a 410 double barrel with rifled barrels. And I could just be happy with that and plunk in some 45 long Colts. But I really want to be able to use 454 Cassell in a double barrel 410. So I think the cheaper prospect might be, the cheapest way to go might be finding a double rifle in 454 Cassell, grinding down the fucking pad where the caliber is stamped, and then having a gunsmith re-stamp it with 410 slug. And because getting a custom double barrel made, it might cost $1,000 probably at the most. But I mean, imagine that. I mean, the Taurus Judge is an incredible fucking handgun. Shoots 410 shotgun shells and 45 fucking caliber ammunition. How often do you go to the range? Never. Why would I want to wear out my guns? Now, people that go to the range a lot wear out their favorite guns. Shooting isn't like lifting weights, where you got to do it fucking every week, or you lose. I mean, learn how to shoot. You're going to know how to shoot for your whole life. Now, if you want to get really good at shooting, yeah, you need to go to the range. But dude, once you know how to shoot, you know how to shoot. Like say I got a membership at a gun range and got all into shooting. And let's say I went to the range and, you know, I took my favorite guns there and I was putting a couple hundred rounds through my favorite guns every week. They're going to fucking wear out. Why the fuck would I want to do that? You don't want to wear out your favorite guns unless you're a nut job. Yeah, speaking of 45 caliber, like if you were going to arm yourself, let's just pretend for a second that zombies are real. What's that stupid zombie show? I forget. But, I mean, you can only carry so many guns. So, if you were going to carry Walking Dead, right? Like, if I was going to go on The Walking Dead, I could carry about 5 guns, all in 45 caliber. Okay, I could get a 45 Glock. There's my automatic pistol. I could get a 454 Cassell with a long barrel. There's my long barrel Magnum revolver. I could get a snub nose 45 revolver. I could get a lever action 4570 or a 450 Marlin, like a cowboy gun. I could get a 410 shotgun and shoot fucking 45 long Colts out of it, or buckshot or slugs. If I needed a submachine gun, I could get a Tommy gun and run fucking 45 ACPs through it. And like I said, I'm sure somebody makes a Buffalo gun or something huge in 45 caliber. 45 caliber is just the perfect caliber. Shit. I used to be better with my bow than I was with my 44 Magnum. And if your goal is just to knock a deer on its ass, you don't have to be really that good. I mean, I used to have a cheap ass Savage bolt action 7mm Magnum. Not an expensive gun, not at all. But I had a pretty expensive Leopold scope on it that was like a fucking laser beam. And I'm not a good shot. I'm not bragging about being a great shot. But, dude, with a cheap-ass Savage 7 mag and a nice fucking Leopold scope, unless you're a Genova, you're going to be able to knock some fucking deer on their ass. You don't have to be fucking, you know, a Navy SEAL sniper or an Army Ranger sniper to fucking hunt deer. Father, let the deer expire. Man, I love that. I used to love that Savage 7mm mag I had. Somebody broke in my deer hunting property and stole it. A shotgun and pump action would be more utilitarian. Yeah, but I was just talking about if I was going to go on fucking Walking Dead and could only carry one caliber, I could if I chose 45, I could still carry about 6 guns. I don't think there's any other caliber more versatile than 45. I'm sure a lot of you guys that aren't into guns are sick of this subject. And a lot of you guys that are into guns want to keep arguing, but I'm right. Dale is a great shooter. Dale's better than me in everything. Remember, Dale is 5'6". Dale is so insecure. He's going to practice and practice everything he does to try and prove that he's better than other people. And then he's still not happy. Jay is a better boxer. I'm probably the world's worst boxer. Go fuck yourself. Do you believe in aliens? I'm not exactly sure. I mean, we've been lied to by our government, so I really don't know the real science on aliens. I do know that the odds of life aren't like 1 in a billion, aren't even like 1 in a trillion. Like, if you take a trillion and add about 10 more zeros at least, that's the odds of a planet being able to sustain life as we know it. I mean, if Earth was, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I'm more of a bodybuilder and a nutritionist and life coach. But let's just say, what if the Earth was 12 inches farther away from the fucking sun? Life may never started here. You know what I mean? Or if we were 12 inches closer to the sun. I mean, the fact that there's life on Earth is a fucking miracle. Why does the Delray Misfits have tons of homosexual? Good question. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. Can't answer that. Why you paint your toes? I haven't painted my toes since I got out of surgery, bruh. I thought it was something cool. Like, I noticed a lot of MMA fighters were painting their toes black. And fuck, I thought it was cool. I mean, I'm no MMA fighter. We all know that. I mean, Dale Chance could beat me up. But seriously, what's wrong with a guy painting his toes? You know, if you're an MMA fighter and everyone's afraid to say something to you about it, it's okay. But if you're a fat fucking over the hill fucking truck driver, you know, you can make fun of him. Well, that's cool. Fungus camouflage. Right. What would you do if you didn't drive trucks? I'd probably be a personal trainer. Be 230 pounds. Be a cookie cutter. I'd be like 230 cookie cutter personal trainer. Jay, what do you think about Brad's response to being harsh with Lenny on the podcast? He had to do it. I mean, there's no getting around it. Brad had to show that there's no animosity between the two. You know? I mean, and Lenny's got a heart of gold. Lenny doesn't hold a grudge. I mean, for Christ's sake. The guy's like Shrek. You know? If Lenny's mad at you, just give him a mouse to fucking eat, like an ogre. And he'll be like, you're my best friend. No, but all joking aside, no, I don't have a problem with Brad and Lenny, you know, making out. I mean, come on, man. That's what bros should do. You fucking trash somebody, you should humble up and fucking get back together. When people don't humble up and get back together, that's when the grudges grow. I know this personally. I'm an expert at it. So I don't have a problem with Brad, you know, sucking Lenny's dick after the last podcast. I mean, he had to. Whenever father says, come on, man, I feel like he's being sarcastic. you know, I used to use that phrase for real. And then once Joe Biden made it fucking famous, like he kind of ruined it for me. So I have kind of turned it into a sarcastic. So Leo was the original Marcus Rule. Do you think the original Misfits were better? Andrew, Mike, Big Richard, Emperor Saul? No. I think the Misfits peaked. Absolutely peaked. And obviously my opinion is biased, but the very first few Jay Masters episodes where it's like me, Lenny, a little bit of Brad. You know, I hated Brad in the beginning. You know, and I don't hate Brad now. He hates me. take note. I don't hate Brad. He hates me. But I hated Brad in the beginning. Like when he stole Genova's fucking clothes, I wanted to fucking kick his fucking ass. I mean, I thought that was wrong. You got a cigarette, brother?
I don't smoke cigarettes anymore.
What are you, vaping?
Yeah. Sorry.
Got him to roll up his window. Now he's not listening to us. I'm always thinking. I didn't want him listening to me live stream. Now he's got his window up. See, you guys don't understand. Big J is playing chess while other people are playing checkers. Like, some of you fools are going to be like, ha 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 ha. Big J asked that other trucker if he had a cigarette, and that trucker told Big J no. Ha 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 ha. No. I saw him hit the vape. I just wanted him to put his window up so that he wasn't listening to us. See, I'm in control. I'm in control. Donnie Matthews sent $5 from CA. The ambulance will come for him, just like Pudding Man. I don't know what that means. What the fuck? Oh. Oh. Brett D. Zanowski cut down to 280 pounds. How many fucking times do I have to tell you people? With your stupid advice, 270, 260, 280. Everybody fucking from fucking Europe knows that it's 125 kilogram, which is, I think, 275. That's father's weight. So when you say, oh, Jay, you need to get to 280, or Jay, you need to get to 260. Who the fuck are you? The fucking Powerlifting Federation says 270 fucking 5. So how come all of you fucking clowns are smarter than everybody that came before you that decided that the weight class was going to be 270 fucking 5? So stop with anything other than 125 fucking kilo. Come on, man. But I see your point. If I got down to 280, I could just like cut my sodium for a day, weigh in at 275, and then sodium load. Hey Jay, thoughts on the 1970s classic bodybuilding look, two sweatshirt style? I don't like that. It's weak. Two hot dogs and some nachos. Do 300 milligrams of D-ball a day. Are PMs less evolved, Father? Yeah, that's pretty fucking obvious. I mean, you go back to the time of Christ, who had invented the wheel? How many civilizations were using the wheel? Like the wheel and axle, and to make a wheelbarrow, you have to basically combine two inventions that alter physics: the wheel and axle and the lever. And if you go back to the time of Christ, the Africans had no concept of a wheelbarrow. Like, I don't even know if they may have invented the lever by then, like maybe trying to get a rock out of a place where they wanted to sleep, with a long stick. But there's no way they had the wheel and axle. I mean, their brains just aren't that evolved. And the thought of combining a lever with the wheel and axle to come up with a wheelbarrow in the continent of Africa, no, never happened. And I don't think the American Indians had the wheelbarrow when the Pilgrims got here. And a lot of you guys might think the fucking wheelbarrow is a fucking simple invention. It's really not, because it's the combination of two inventions: the wheel and axle and the lever. I don't think the American Indian had the wheelbarrow at the time of Christ. So. Did whites ever think of throwing their spears? Dude, if you got a real good spear, that took a long time to make. Think about it. It's like a sword. I watched some interesting shit on the Crusades when the British knights kicked the fucking animals, and it all came down to armor. The British had better armor. The English knights had better fucking armor. Period. And because the fucking Muslims, I don't even know if they had fucking armor. But here's what science has proved. That the Muslims during the Crusades had better swords. And let me tell you why. Because steel hadn't been invented yet. Dale Chance was still 400 or 500 years away. So, the English were casting fucking basically iron swords. And I don't care how fucking big you are. You want to swing around a fucking iron sword? Jesus fucking Christ. But the fucking Muslims, where they had been mining their fucking iron, modern fucking forensics have proved that the iron coming from those mines where the Muslims were getting the raw materials to make their swords were astronomically high in nickel. So, without even fucking knowing what they were doing, the Muslims were making a high nickel fucking steel sword, even though they thought they were casting a crude iron sword. Their iron ore was just so rich in nickel. It's an atom bomb. Are you into scat, Jay? No, I'm not into scat. Elaborate farther on your Viking lifestyle? I don't lead a Viking lifestyle. I lead a cowboy lifestyle. Well, but think about it. What modern day profession is the closest to the modern day cowboy? I mean, the modern day cowboy. The trucker is the modern day cowboy. 375 milligrams of TRT. We don't care about health. We're freaks. I mean, you could say that fucking bikers are really close to being fucking cowboys, and I agree with that. Truckers are close to being cowboys. But besides truckers and fucking bikers, who else is fucking running around like fucking cowboys back in the old days? Chuck E. Cheese just said, Father has disowned Cheese. No, Cheese, I haven't disowned you. Cheese, you're my boy. I just think that sometimes you post things that I'm going to delete in the morning, and you still post them. So you're not really a friend of mine. I mean, you haven't gone that next step. You're still just a fucking troll. I mean, you find something that can make me look bad, you're still going to post it. You know? And why are you doing that to me? I mean, come on, man. Cheese, what can I do for you? Would you like me to maybe... How about this, Chuck E. Cheese Ranch? You stop fucking posting shit that I delete, and I'll give you some fucking material that's exclusive. Would you rather post shit that I've already posted and I delete? Or would you rather, like, hey Jay, you know, I didn't repost that because we got an agreement. You got any exclusive content you could send my way? I mean, come on, man. I mean, no, Chuck E. Cheese Ranch, I think I still have his phone number. I mean, him and I have actually text messaged each other. I mean, but, I mean, he must get a little jealous of all this exclusive content that I send over to the conservative Cuban. You know, maybe if Chuck E. Cheese and I came to an agreement, you know, maybe, and if Cheese would become more of a J Masters fan, you know, maybe sometimes when I want to send something to the conservative Cuban from one of his many pages, you know, maybe I'll send it to Chuck E. Cheese. Right. We'll see. One thing I can say about Chuck E. Cheese Ranch, he's pretty fucking reasonable. If you want something taken down and you contact him and say, bro, come on, man, he'll usually take it down. Otherwise, I'd be cocksuckering the guy. But I just think that Chuck E. Cheese Ranch needs to fucking upgrade his fucking channel. And instead of being a fucking scavenger, like, you know, just picking up Jay's scraps. Yeah. Maybe you could elevate yourself, you know, or maybe I could send you some exclusive content and then you wouldn't throw me under the bus. I mean, that seems like a fair deal. I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't give a fuck anyway. But I mean, no, I'm not pulling the horn. Oh, fuck. Jeez, that wasn't the fucking response I was looking for. I offered you a fucking deal of a lifetime. That I would give you some exclusive material if you stopped posting shit to make me look bad. If you don't want that, you know what? Go fuck yourself. How about that, G's? How about that? That deal's gonna expire in about fucking 10 seconds. And I can't even count backwards from fucking 10 to 1. You wanna fuck me? You posted it in the first place. Come on, man. Yeah, doesn't mean I want you to repost it. How many, geez, right here in front of everybody, how many times have I ever direct messaged you and said, dude, geez, bro, please take that down? I would say twice. If I had to gamble, I would say twice. And you did. I mean, I'm not pissed at Cheese. I mean, come on, man. You didn't do that with the new ones. So I take down. Right. But here's the deal. We need a fucking higher order of malt liquor militia. I mean, right now, Brad is basically running the Delray Misfits. You got Lenny running around fucking South Beach sucking fucking black dick. Rob Zilla filming it up. You know, nobody can get on the fucking podcast because Brad is so fucking insecure, he'll never skip a podcast. In fact, Brad is so fucking insecure, I'm not going to release it in public when I'm heading back to fucking Florida because if I find out fucking Brad and Valerie are out of town and Brad can't make a fucking podcast, dude, we're doing a podcast without Brad. Like, when's Valerie going to Chicago? I'm coming home that weekend. Diana Maybrook will continue my work. You. I hate the podcast. You know, Obviously Brad takes Valerie on vacation. I mean, that's the only way a guy like that can keep some underage pussy around. I'm just wondering if Andrew, I don't want to get your nuts in a bunch, but I'm calling you out, brother. Prince Andrew, I'm calling you out. Do you have the sack to fucking have a podcast while Brad is away and can't make it? No, I'll leave it at that. Because Brad, and we'll keep it a fucking secret. Dude, I love Prince Andrew. I don't give a fuck if we ever do another fucking Misfits video again. Prince Andrew and I are friends. We text back and forth about fucking March Madness. We have a relationship outside of the Misfits. Like, like Andrew and I, if you guys want to know the truth, the majority of the communication between Prince Andrew and myself is usually um, about both of us going through shoulder injuries or March Madness, and I that's the fucking truth. Dude, imagine if Brad fucking takes Valerie on a fucking vacation and he's not in town to protect his fucking podcast. I sneak over there and do a podcast. I think Prince Andrew would be in favor of it, actually. Podcast. I do hate the podcast, but fuck it. And Gorilla Juice is crazy. Just texting me like he's so afraid that we're gonna post that fucking picture of him on the big J for the UK page, and trust me, it's coming. It's coming. We're we're definitely gonna fucking dox Gorilla Juice on the big J for the UK page. We're just waiting and waiting to get the numbers up. Right. Mike Tebow, $200 worth of beer. Yeah. Big Lenny's last erection told me that he knows the name of the college where Gorilla Juice works. Yeah. There's no bars around here. No, there's no Walmart around here. Cheese can go 12 rounds. I don't know what that means. Jay, do you believe in COVID? Yeah, I think I had it. I think it's like a mild form of bronchitis where you just cough a lot. I mean, I was sick as fuck the last month, but you still saw me drinking and smoking because I'm a fucking man. The fuck? You do what you gotta do, brah. You wanna be some fucking pussy, that goes and crawls in a fucking corner like a Democrat? Ah, my life. I've got COVID 19. No, fucker. I'm a fucking trucker. So I cough a little bit and I spit out a fucking loogie. You know what? And who gives a fuck? Nobody gives a fuck. This whole thing was a fucking scam. I got no taste of no taste or sense of smell. But it's good for licking ass. Like nobody wants to smell an asshole. But smoky, choky. Yeah, yeah. You know, I might have the time to go get some smoky chokies. Who's texting me? Call Linda. Stop texting me. Yeah, Linda's at home. Call her, asshole. Linda doesn't want anything to do with me. She thinks I'm an alcoholic. It's funny how Linda thinks I'm an alcoholic, but like Taco Queen thinks Brad's great. Dude, come on, man. How many nights a week do you guys think Brad drinks? Gorilla Juice just caused me a walking abortion. Yeah. I feel bad for Brad, actually. I mean, come on, man. I mean, if you really think about it, the Taco Queen i- is basically just waiting out her time for Grace, Brad's daughter, to expire. And then cha-ching, that's 600 more dollars that Brad can spend on her and her son. I mean, cha-ching. Here we go, Father. I'm having fun. No, I'm not going to say anything bad about Valerie or her kid, but here's the deal. When, when Brad's third child finally fucking expires, Valerie and her kid are going to get a boost in their fucking payday. I mean, I mean, that would be an uncomfortable room to be in. With Brad, Valerie, and Valerie's kid. When Brad breaks the news that, like, well, Grace passed away. Uh, that's $600. We can go throw $600 in the fucking bonfire pit, you motherfucker. Let's fucking party. Hey, man, don't dox Brad's fucking address. That's not cool. Oops. We need smokes. Hey, Brad's a clown. He knows he's a clown. We don't need to dox Brad. I mean, he hates himself for ditching his family and going to have a sexual relationship with a coworker, and then she spits out a retard. I mean, whoa. If Brad could fucking rewind fucking history, nobody's gonna rewind history faster than Brad. He fucking ditched his family to go fuck a fucking hot chick at work, and she winds up having a fucking retard. I mean, he literally got fucked worse than anybody I know anybody that's ever been fucked. I mean, Brad's got to be thinking, like, fuck. If I would have stayed with my wife, I wouldn't have all this child support, and I wouldn't have this retard kid. Ding, 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 ding. I mean, even if she was a monster, you move out. You don't file for a divorce. See, through my investigative research, I found out Brad was the one who filed for divorce. He could have just moved out. But no, he filed for divorce because he wanted to get with his coworker that he thought was hotter. And she wound up spouting out a fucking retard. These are all truths. I mean, Brad's first two children have to resent him a little bit. Like, why did our dad leave us for some fucking whore he met at the post office? Couldn't our mom put out some good pussy? And, you know, they got a point. And then, you know, Brad got what he deserved. He fucking abandoned his family, tried to get some fucking post office pussy, and, you know, it comes out a retard. Now Brad blames everybody else but himself. Oh, Lenny, you were the funniest was when he said Lenny was at a fucking dead-end job for 28 years. What the fuck do you call a postal carrier who's making child support payments on his first marriage and paying on a fucking retard, you know? Brad's all done. You, you, you guys think I'm kicked out of the Misfits? Okay. All right. Misfits. I don't want to be. Now that I know everything I know about Brad, I don't want to be in the Misfits. I'm fucking comfortably out. I mean, Brad seems to fuck them and leave them on food stamps, and then he plays tough guy on the fucking internet. No, he's not my cup of tea. He never was, and Actually, he was for a short period of time. But I'll tell you what, you go back to that old school video of where he hid Genova's fucking clothes, where he picked on a fucking retard. And Brad's getting what he deserved. You guys remember when he hid Genova's clothes at the gym? He was picking on a retard. Brad's getting what he fucking deserved. And he's just a fucking angry, unhappy, tattooed fucking little hairspray bitch. And the only reason you guys have any idea of is because, newsflash, he owns the podcast equipment. All right, newsflash. If Lenny or myself or Andrew owned the podcast equipment, do you think Brad would be on every fucking week? Hell no. Brad bought the fucking podcast equipment. Yeah. We all sat back and thought, well, cool. Well, I didn't think cool. I mean, I mean, so now you guys have got a fucking, you guys wanted mints? You guys were happy with Brad buying the podcast equipment? Now you got mints. I'll tell you what. You're fucked. Who keeps texting me walking abortion? I'm not sure Brad's daughter can even walk. Linda Rivera? It's whoever is spamming me. You think Linda's last name is Rivera? My girlfriend is not Cuban. She's from Queens, New York. And she's fucking Irish. This has to be gorilla juice. You know what? I'm ready to fucking spam him again.